in here.
And Ben.
And we have compiled our list of 5
Seems
stars.
like a good time in the year to pause and look back.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm stealing this idea from Rhonda.
Oh.
She did it, and I thought it was interesting.
It is.
I want to look and I want to reflect on this.
It was interesting to see how many I had.
Yes.
And I'll point out
You have
too,
more than me.
I have more than you, but a
Which is
lot of them are
interesting.
rereads. So
Well,
it's like
okay,
I've
that's
been
kind of
doing a lot of
cheating, I
rereads
guess.
this year, so I knew they were 5 stars, and they still are. But
It's glad they held up, though.
yeah, so
I have an interesting thing to point out.
Mm-hmm.
In my list, I have 14 5-star books, you guys. In my list, I have only one horror book. However, Stephen King has made the list twice. But he is not.
those are not the horror.
He is not the horror book.
that is interesting.
Is that
I'm really
not?
surprised. I'm kind of proud of you. You have 2 Stephen Kings in there, even though
Yeah.
I told you to read both of
I'm
those.
learning my niche with him.
Yeah.
I'm learning what works with him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Someday
He's actually my
I'm gonna
most.
get you to reread The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon, because I think you will get. I think you'll like that one too.
Okay, we'll see. But yeah, I will say he's the only guy in here, or girl, that made the list twice.
Twice. Okay.
So that's pretty.
I have several more than 2 from him this year, but they're all rereads.
That's
so,
okay.
yeah.
That's okay. So my first one, let's do the horror. This is in no order, but I'm just gonna pick up the horror book first. The Silent Companions by Laura Purcell.
You raved about this one.
Gothic vibes.
Creepy statues, right?
Creepy statues in the Gothic old mansion. So creepy.
Statues and mannequins and dolls, the whole like
It
an
works.
inanimate object that seems to have some kind of life to it.
Yeah,
Instantly
it works.
creepy.
This one, you guys, if you've been around here for any time, you know I am not a sequel reader. However, I'm going to read the sequel.
Yeah.
Because this,
Yeah.
and guys, the only horror book that made the list. But
Yeah.
this one, it's all about the atmosphere, the creepy, she nailed it.
Creepy. This book is creepy.
The cover alone is creepy.
I think mine are pretty much organized in the order in which I read them, from
Oh,
oldest
okay.
to newest, because that's how I pulled them from the shelf. So maybe, but I read this toward the beginning of the year. It was a 5-star prediction that came true.
We did it in a 5-star prediction
Yeah.
video. You can link
The
that.
Sorrow Stones by
Yeah.
Felix Blackwell. You just read it too.
Yes, I
And-
gave it a 4.
Yeah, I think
I
I
really
enjoyed
liked
it
it
more
too.
than you, but
Yeah.
it's such good, like, coming of age, really
Mm-hmm.
creepy, very dark. Felix has this, I think, unique way of taking things that he's experienced in real life, whether it's a
Mm-hmm.
dream or this little carved statue that showed up mysteriously in his trick-or-treat bag in real life, and turning it
Yeah.
into, like, here's my nightmare and now it's your nightmare.
Yeah.
You'll always be creeped out by him.
Going on the 5-star prediction video, we will definitely link that video because this was one of them too.
So was my next one, actually.
The Dream Daughter by Diane Chamberlain. Can't go wrong with anything this woman writes. But this one, I say this every video. I hope I don't annoy people, but I want you to read this because this one I had put it off because of the time travel element. But this is it's so similar to your book, Ride the Spiral.
Yeah.
This woman, she's in a time, her child has a heart defect or something, but in the time she lives, it doesn't
Just do crazy sci-fi weirdness in order to help her.
Yes, because in the
Child.
future, this is a
It's
condition
cured.
that can be So how far would you go? Other dimensions,
Yeah.
time travel, whatever,
Yeah.
to save your child, and it
Interesting.
went a place that I was shocked that it went, and it was just
You get
it was
my attention
excellent.
with
And
those kind of.
She's
plot
always
points.
excellent. She's always excellent.
The other one from the 5-star prediction video earlier this year that I. Well, no, sorry, this wasn't
no,
5-star
you read that
prediction,
forever
but it
ago.
was a reread.
Yeah,
Well, okay,
yeah.
so never mind. But
Yeah.
I guess I'm thinking there was another 5-star prediction in there from Stephen King that was not 5 stars, and that was 11/22/63. So that one didn't make the list,
Yeah.
which was a new one of his.
Which people are going to come for you for that again.
They already have. But
Yeah.
okay, so this one, Hex by Thomas Old Huevelt,
Mm-hmm.
is a reread, was 5 stars when you found this for me randomly years ago.
It's witchy.
It's witches and
Ben doesn't like witches. Ben gave this 5 stars.
but it's a very original and new twist
Mm-hmm.
on witches, where the town has basically just come to accept that this specter of this witch from, the 16th century or whatever just kind of exists in the town. She might show up in your kitchen one day,
Yeah.
and her lips are sewn shut, and if they ever become like cut open, then she'll start speaking curses and the whole town is doomed. So they've set up this like intricate security system to monitor where she is and make sure nothing happens, and these kids start messing with her. And that's kind of where the story picks up. But it's just like everybody, it's this well-known secret in this town that like, yeah, the witch is here. She might be around the corner one day. You just leave her alone, don't mess with her, and this is how we've come to exist in peace. And then these kids are like, nah, we're going to try to push her over and see what happens. And
Okay.
such an amazing book. The second,
Stupid kids.
the character who plays like the security chief guy, Thomas uses in a second novel. I didn't enjoy that one so much. So honestly, the witch part was a big piece of the
Nice.
5-star for me.
Look at that. The Secret Garden, look how pretty this copy is, by Frances Hodgson Burnett, who also, I did not know, wrote A Little Princess, which I need to read. But look, guys, a classic made the
Classic
list.
5-star.
I think everybody knows what this is about. A little girl goes to live at her uncle's house after the death of her parents, and she finds her cousin. I think are they cousins? And
They're related
there's a
somehow,
garden,
right?
and the garden is magic.
It's funny.
and, yeah.
It's funny doing this because you obviously read that toward the beginning of the year, I think, and then we like watched the movie, and so now talking about it again, I'm like, oh, that feels like a long time ago that we watched like 2 or 3 different versions of that movie, and Wells was
when
really
I was
into
like
it,
deathly ill, a couple like
yeah, it's
I don't know
it's
what
funny to think that this is still the same year, but
yes, yeah.
One of my many Stephen Kings in this pile, a reread of The Green Mile. My idea this year was to finally read it in the original serialized format. So I would read like one book and then I would stop and then start the next one like later. And I read all 6 novellas, and it just holds up. Such good characters that
I read that one years ago.
This is one of those stories that you could just live in, I think, forever
The
because of the
characters,
world. The
yeah.
world is so well crafted, and it's heartbreaking, and it's uplifting, and it's all of that stuff. And Stephen King doing like prison stories seems to have like this whole lane that he could just play in. That and
Yeah.
Shawshank, and
This is one I've been raving about lately. This is one I haven't read too long ago. The Foursome by Christina Baker Klein. The sisters that marry the set of conjoined twins and just their life being married to conjoined twins. Just fascinating.
Yeah.
Loved getting in their heads.
have to talk about Angel Down by Daniel Kraus, because when I read it, I was
Pulitzer.
trying to talk you into it. I think I was trying to talk Jen into it.
I might be caving
I
a
was
little.
bragging
I
up
might
the
read
whole,
this.
like, it's written as one sentence. How does he do that? I know he can pull it off because he has the skill, but how does it work? And then fast forward a couple of months and it's won the Pulitzer Prize.
Yeah.
The first horror novel to do that in forever.
Since like Beloved or something, right?
Beloved, and if you consider
Cormac
McCarthy's,
Yeah.
The Blood Meridian.
Oh, okay. Here we go for Stephen King
go.
to make the list. This little short novella, not Rita Hayworth and The Shawshank Redemption, but Rita Hayworth and Shawshank.
And, which was
Redemption.
apparently something I missed as well.
Yes.
As a word nerd.
I mean, if you haven't seen this movie, guys, one of my top 5 movies of all time.
A lot of people's.
And the book held up. The book, it actually reads very similar. This
Yeah.
is one where the movie followed
movie
the
stuck
book
to it.
very well. So, a guy gets sent to prison and his life in prison and his escape. And so, yeah, just excellent.
And it's a quick one, too. It's a
Very
novella.
quick. Yeah.
Speaking of quick ones, Bruce Coville's Monster of the Year was an easy 5-star. This was like stepping back in time. You want to talk about nostalgia?
Yeah.
Looking at this cover and reading this book took me back 30 years instantly, and it was so much fun. And I talked about the clever little jokes in there that you might not get, and it's such a great read.
Miracle Creek by Angie Kim. Of course, I would have to have a legal courtroom thriller. They say thriller. I don't really. I don't go into this thinking thriller, but still, just excellent. The mother in this story has an autistic child, and the child goes to it's not barometric, some sort of
Like, it's like a
They
chamber.
put him in a chamber.
You go in like a chamber where the air is
and
like
it's supposed
pressurized
to
and
like
stuff.
help him, and it helps many other people, but it's very controversial. There's
Yeah.
a lot of ethical things in here, but the chamber explodes and kills 2 people, one of them being a child. And the mother do it, she's on trial. It's just
Yeah.
my heart, the mother just had my heart in this book.
I had a goal this year, I think, to read a certain number of read a certain number,
You
and
did,
most of them
yeah.
were rereads. So I started off pretty quick with those this year, and I reread The Gunslinger, the first in the Dark Tower series. I think this is probably my third or fourth time reading it, and I love it more every time. There's so much I could say, but obviously it's the start of this huge, epic, sweeping journey across space and reality. But the end of this has one of the greatest examples of cosmic horror to me. And like, there's fantasy, there's Western vibes. It's so much in one small book.
5. How could 5 not get 5 stars? No. By Alana Bannister.
This one's more recent.
This is a new release. I'm actually looking at how many released this year books are on this list, and there's a couple that foursome, and this one. But this one, don't go thinking thriller again, even though it's marketed that way. I don't know why, but there's 5 people standing like on a subway platform. Only 4 survive. And it's a character study. You don't know who, and it's a character study, and it makes you think about how you judge people. Like, there's one character in this that I wanted him to die.
You wanted them
but is
to
that
be gone.
should I be the judge, jury, and executioner? But I wanted a specific this guy. I wanted to die more than the other ones.
Yep.
But yeah,
Gotcha.
it makes you question yourself for sure.
So apparently I was on a kick this year where I was going to read award-winning books right before they won their awards too. So I don't think that's something that happens to me much because I tend not to read books as they release. I'm much more like retroactive. But
I wonder
Michael
if this
Lee
means
Hunt,
you really are a good
a
judge.
good judge.
Yeah.
The October Film Haunt, I read it, I loved it, I raved about it.
You
It
did.
won the Bram Stoker Award for first novel, and it had me thinking so differently about the idea of like evil itself and what a demon is. So rich in context, a lot of found footage stuff, very layered story. I can't wait to read more of his.
All right, guys, this was a hard one. I will not recommend this to everyone, but everyone who can handle it should try it. Nobody's Girl by Virginia Roberts Giuffre. Okay.
Sorry, I was tuned out.
Just about an Epstein victim, and she was brave enough.
Kind of like the most
come
visible
out.
survivor of it.
Yeah, and she's sadly no longer with
Who
us.
didn't survive all the way.
Yeah, we have questions about that too. But she didn't hold back. She told her story
In graphic detail.
in graphic detail. It is painful. It is hard, but it makes you look at things.
I'd been wanting to reread Psycho. Here another reread for a long time, but when they came out with this deluxe edition with the shower curtain, the see-through shower curtain dust jacket, and look at the key and the bloody edges. Still a 5-star for me. I think when I reread it, the thing that stood out was a lot of it is like a missing person investigation, but that did not deter me. That's the kind of thing that normally would turn me off, but
I loved it
because of
too.
how good Norman Bates is, it works.
Yeah. Yellow Wife by Sadiqa Johnson. Another
She's like your new
hard
favorite author.
read. She's one of them, yeah. Yeah, her and Terry Jones are like new to me.
Yeah.
But amazing. But this one, another hard read. An enslaved woman goes to what they called the Devil's Half Acre. So you know what? It's not a good place. But she's torn between two worlds because she has to like go along with the slave master. He's taken to her. And she's bearing his children. And so she has to like kind of do what he wants, or, you know, he could punish her with her children. And but then the slave, she's not in the world of the slave. She's not in the world of the free people. And I didn't realize this was a thing, like marrying into the slave. Where
like they kind of are then in between the two worlds and stuff.
I guess that's stupid of me because like Thomas Jefferson did that all the time. I don't know.
You hear
I just
about historical figures that fathered children with their slaves.
It's a different take on it.
Yeah.
And it was excellent.
Yet another reread. When I picked this version of this hardcover early edition of Animal Farm up, I hadn't read it since I was in school. I didn't enjoy it then, and I think it's because I didn't understand it, but such a strong allegory for the rise of the USSR and communism and the influence of like propaganda and how these people could commit such atrocities and basically it be allowed to happen. Like, it's powerful.
The Future Saints by Ashley Winstead. We were lucky enough to go to an event and I got a signed copy when this came out. I love her as an author. She has so much range. Compare this to Daisy Jones and the Six, about a performer a singer, and just what she goes through with the band, and it's all drama, but it was so excellent. And what I really like about Ashley Winstead is she has so much range. We were just talking, and I was telling you, it's really cool to see.
She just hops from one genre to the next.
She can do romance. She can do thriller.
I respect
this
that
is contemporary.
a lot.
Yeah, the range she has is amazing.
I respect that a lot.
Yeah.
This you had talked me into. This is Kill Creek by Scott Thomas.
Yeah.
And this is the one about
Fun.
the writers who go to stay in a haunted house as like a publicity stunt. And each one is sort of modeled after a real world famous writer. Like there's the R.L. Stein-ish character. There's the old guard Stephen King character. But what I hadn't expected from what you described was so much of the plot is based on what they take away from staying in that house and how things go after they leave. And it was enthralling from that point on. I couldn't put it down.
I am going to put these next two books of mine back to back.
Okay.
Because my second Stephen King of the year, my second 5-star Stephen King of the year, Dolores Claiborne, such an underrated one, may I say. It did get a movie.
Yeah, the movie was great, and I remember seeing it, but I'd not read this until I think the last year.
I feel like this is an underrated one, right?
I think it is too, because she is such an excellent, well thought character.
Oh, she's such
when
a
he
character.
gets into the mind of like an oppressed woman like
Yeah.
that, or
How
Gerald's
does he
game,
write
and-
women so well? Stephen King can write women.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He has some sort of magical insight into psychology that makes his characters work
Yeah.
better than a lot of other people.
A drawback of this is that it's like one chapter, the whole entire book, and it's just Dolores talking.
It's her talking, which is a tough thing to do, but
Yeah.
you know, he can carry that for 300 pages like it's nothing. Makes it look easy.
Her employer has just died, and now they're saying she killed her employer.
Yeah.
And it brings up all this stuff with
About how her husband,
Her husband died mysteriously, and did she do it? And
very complicated relationships between all of these people, and then her
Yes.
daughter and
yes,
Vera, the employer. Is she a good person? Is she a
Yeah.
bad person? The husband's clearly
is
a bad
Dolores
person
a
the whole
good?
time.
Is Dolores a good person or a bad person?
Yeah, or is she like all of us and she's just doing the best she can with
Yeah.
what she has, you know?
Oh, it was excellent.
Such
It
a
was
good
excellent.
book. It really was.
Yeah.
I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Ian Reid. I'm going to say again, this could be the best book I've read in the last 5 years, maybe more. I savored this book. Like there's a lot of books that you and I'll try to get through quick, you know, where we're trying to read a decent amount and keep up, but I read this word by word. I practically like studied it, and I would reread pages because it's just so unsettling, so off balance. You don't understand what's happening until the end, and then when you figure it out, it just hits you like a freight train. I wish I could write a book like this because he does it with such deft use
Misdirection.
of language. The story that you're reading is not the story that's taking place, but it's like right behind that. It's like watching a movie behind a movie, and you can kind of see, but oh my god, it's so well done. I need to read more of him. I could go on for an hour about that book alone.
I'm just noticing we have no light on. And so I hope this video...
Well, it's bright. I didn't because
okay.
usually
You
when
knew
the
you were-
sun's
okay.
up. Yeah.
Okay. This is the one that I'm comparing. If you like this book, read this book. If you like this book, read this book. Because, and this was another new release this year, so that's awesome. Mad Mabel by Sally Hepworth. An old crotchety lady that you fall in love with Miss Mabel. And
She's crusty.
It's her life. She has been accused of several misfortunes. A lot of misfortunes have happened to people in her life. And is this woman a killer? And
How is she involved? Yeah.
Yeah, and just her story and her relationship with this little girl. There's this little girl that just Mad Mabel wants nothing to do with this little
Yeah.
girl, but this little girl, she
works her way in.
yeah, she does, and I
That's
love
fun.
it. Yeah.
Yet another Stephen King reread that's a 5-star is Misery. I will put Annie Wilkes up against any literary character, I think, as just such... She's maybe the greatest villain of all time, top 3 easily. She is just so well thought out, so well described. This story is, I think, it's supposed to be like kind of a metaphor for Stephen King's addiction and how it was holding him back and holding him prisoner. But it's a single set piece. It pretty much all takes place in one room. Obviously, there's like flashbacks and stuff. But the skill that it takes to write a book like this, and I think this is one of the ones that he says he doesn't really even remember writing because he was so under the influence at the time.
Yeah.
I could be wrong about that, but it's so well done, and I have to. Because of your habits.
I know. I am like, look at that.
To be able to write
mustache,
at this skill level when he was in his prime like this, I would say, and not take yourself seriously.
Oh, so this is a joke?
This has to be an image of a man who's not taking himself too seriously.
Okay.
Yeah, he's hamming it up for that picture, but look how great.
Okay, that's good. Because I was looking at that.
The king of horror in his prime.
An American Marriage by Tayari Jones. You know she had to make the list. This is a man and a wife, newly married, and the guy gets sentenced to prison, and we know he didn't do it, and it's their life and their relationship and the trials, and of course it's hard for him, but it's hard for her on the outside too, and can they make it last? Can they make it work? Just excellent. Excellent.
The Caretaker by our new buddy Marcus Cleaver, who we've now met and hung out with and got to spend some time with in New York, was an easy 5-star for me. You read it and told me how good it was too, and I think when you described it, it was like, to me at the start, it got better as it went. I kind of enjoyed the second half.
I always like the start
so much more,
and not the end so much.
Yeah.
You always are the opposite.
I had to get pulled in a little bit because it's like he takes his time in establishing like the rituals that this caretaker has to follow. And once that was in place, the things that start, how it unwinds from there, and like
a whole metaphor for OCD.
The spiral into madness and craziness from there in the story, and what happens to the main character, like it pulled me in.
And then this is my last one. You have a couple more.
I do.
But Wally Lamb, The River is Waiting, another prison novel. This guy did do it. And there's a lot of that. What he did, I'm not going to share what he did, but that is going to test a relationship. So he gets sentenced to prison, and it's his life in prison, and this is heartbreaking. This might be too depressing for a lot of people, because this is one of those, just it gets bleak, it gets bleaker.
Yeah.
So be careful with that going in.
This is the author you want to read more of, but they're all really long, isn't
He
it?
writes all the chunkers. So
maybe I could get behind something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, give it a whirl.
All right, so I have 3 left, which I guess just shows that
I thought I was a harder rater, but apparently I don't know.
I guess I've been sticking to what I know, or maybe I'm just making
the
making choices.
Rereads, those are easy.
A lot of those are, you take out the rereads, and so this is Dead First by Johnny Compton, not a reread, brand new, came out this year. This is the one that's about a private investigator who gets hired to find out why this reclusive billionaire type can't die. And obviously he's not playing things straight, but it starts so fast, it just hits you in the face in the first chapter with a really intense graphic scene. And then the mystery that unravels from there as to what's really happening and what he knows and what he's telling her and what he's not.
Yeah.
This is the third Johnny Compton book that has just, from start to finish, has just riveted me. Coffin Moon by Keith Rawson is an easy 5-star too, despite the fact that I don't normally like vampires, and I could rave about this one forever and ever too, but the grittiness of the writing, he's got this very like dark noir kind of style, but it doesn't get bogged down in that. It's very intense action scenes, but really great character development. He goes very deep into the psyche of like the villain, not in a way that's sympathetic at all. Like the more you know about him, the more you see just how awful he is, but you kind of understand his actions at least. And so I think that takes a special level of insight too.
Does he break rules? Like, I feel like something about Ben loves writers. Ben, you love writers that break rules, grammar rules. Like
grammar especially, Yeah, you have to know the rules especially well, intimately, to be able to break them in a way that's purposeful. I wouldn't say that's a hallmark of Keith's style. I think that he clearly has that level of command, of
like Josh Malerman
sentence
breaks
structure
rules.
And Josh will go into like stream of consciousness stuff where it's like repetition or fragments or weird punctuation or lack of punctuation. I wouldn't say that's a hallmark of Keith's style based on what I've read so far.
Yeah.
I think he could do it if he wanted to, but maybe that's not like part of his distinct voice.
His style, yeah.
He's just another one where it's hard to describe like one author's voice versus the other, but it stands out in a way that
Yeah,
you like
like-
when you're reading it, you can tell,
Yeah.
and it makes the story resonate on a higher level.
What would you say? Like Philip Fracassi, I always go on and on about him. Whatever he does, and I don't
Yeah.
know what he does different than any of these other people, but it hits with me.
It sort of unlocks the best writers, in my opinions, are the ones who can use their words or their descriptions to unlock ideas or thoughts in your brain, so they can say it in their way, but it hits you in your way. And I don't really know. I don't have a better way to describe like what that is or how it's accomplished,
Yeah.
because different people do it in different ways.
Yeah.
Like a stream of consciousness and breaking the rules versus just using the exact right word in the exact right place over and over and over.
Interesting.
Yeah, but Keith does it. Johnny Compton does it.
Okay.
Percival Everett does it. This is my last one. So I just read this a couple weeks ago. James by Percival Everett was like the book of the year, won a ton of awards, and is a sort of retelling of Huckleberry Finn from the point of view of James, the enslaved character. And it just opens up entirely new avenues to a well-known, like beloved, established story that's 100+ years old.
Yeah.
That like everybody had to read in school at one point or another. It's interesting because like we do a lot of audiobooks via Libby through the Cincinnati Library. They have unlimited copies of Huckleberry Finn. And
this one?
I can't remember if it's
Oh.
I know they had a ton, like I didn't have to wait, I could just grab it.
Well, what I'm
But
finding
when you
interesting-
open up the app and you go to borrow Huckleberry Finn,
Yeah.
it says unlimited copies. So like it's an important book, but this just kind of opens it wide open, changes so much of it, staying true to the original version, but it's like it's like a piece was missing all along.
Well,
And now
I'm
we
finding
have
it
that
interesting
piece.
that this one made the list, but I don't see Huckleberry Finn on your list here.
I think I would call that like a 4.5.
Yeah.
Huckleberry Finn is like a 4.5. Yeah.
Interesting.
So, I mean, what does that say about how well he approached the subject
Yeah.
matter?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, yeah, that's an important historical story. It's like an artifact of American culture from that point in particular in time, but it was kind of missing a piece,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And now we have that missing piece. That's how
That's
I would
amazing.
describe James.
All right, guys, what are your 5 stars of the year? Let us know, because this was fun. It's fun. And,
It is
and
fun.
I'm interested to know, I am a person that forgets books the minute I close them.
Yeah.
So, but I will say, I think I have a good list here. I think I rated well because I remember these books.
Yes. Yep.
So
yeah.
that says something.
Yeah, we can sit and talk about these, and it's not an
Yeah.
effort to remember the details.
Yes.
I want there to be a video several months from now at the end of the year where we're doing this again, and you're talking about Tom Gordon.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to get you to read it.
You've been married to me long enough. You know, the more you push at me,
Yeah.
the less likely I am
Yeah.
to do it out of spite. You
You've got 2 Stephen Kings in there, and I talked you
Yeah.
into both of them.
Can we make it 3?
Can we make it a 3rd?
We'll
That's
see.
the book to do it.
All right, let us know your 5 stars, people.
right.
Bye.
Bye.